2022, a bunch of us friends, we all got together and we were looking for a shared purpose, something that we had with the military, and we've remained good friends ever since. And we said, well, let's start a business into something that we kind of have a niche understanding of, and that'd be the outdoors and tourism stuff. Well, Wyerton Yet started. That's where I was born and raised. I know I had a lot of local connections, and we had a lot of friends in the industry that could help us out there. And then James messaged me the one day, and he's like, "I'm ready to take the next step based on
I live here, right? So it made more sense to try to pursue opening up one here. Well, our goal is basically to have you so you can come in the door and pack up all your gear and leave and head to the park. That's kind of our goal. So anything from having socks, boots, to insulated layers, backpacks and cool gear to help you survive out in the bush.
A lot of the brands that we carry here are stuff that we use either in our service in the military or a sense in our own outdoor exploits. We've trialed them, we've used them, we've abused them. So we said, well, if we already buy it and we use it, let's try to get it in our store. And that's why you see a lot of the higher end gear here, and people appreciate that, because if you're going into the wilderness and you could die, you better have gear that can get you home safe. Last summer was a major milestone for our company. We went to the Nahanni Northwest Territories. James was one of the boat captains. That raft that you see over there, maybe get some photos of, that was his raft, and we went down the Nahanni River, which was a wild expedition.
It seemed like a good idea at the time. We just had we had a good friend basically who wanted to do an expedition his whole life, and
His dream.
Yeah, it was his dream, and he lived up in the Northwest Territories when he was younger. So he convinced us to go back. And so basically from the planning stages to the final days on the river, it was a hell of an adventure.
Our friend Gary, he did one of our survival courses and said now he finally had the confidence to go up there, and he said, hey, you guys want to come with me? And he shared it for 40 years. It was his goal to go down this river, and we made it happen, and he's our good friend ever since. So they go to our webpage or on our Facebook, so www.greatapempire.com. They just send us a message. We do customs. So it's not like we're doing this programming. It's basically, where do you want to go? And we negotiate with them. We say their timelines, find their budgets, and away we go. Well, we served here for years, and it was always like, it's a need in the area. It's a niche stuff, and this area is so outdoorsy. So we're like, well, let's move in and start offering what people need. So,
well, a lot of outdoors enthusiasts, military, first responders. It's given because of our location. But there's been people from all over, like from Deep River. I met some people from Deep River. I met them from Ralphton. So that's quite a bit of a reach already. Some guys from Renfrew. So really that's quite about an 80-kilometer bubble there of people that just come in, and we don't even know we're here yet.
You meet some wild people who have done some wild things. I know at the store for the last 4 years, you never know who's going to come in the door, and you finally get stuck there hearing about their adventures. And James has a great idea here. He has a board on the wall. What equipment do you want to see in this store? And then we try to grab them, because it's funny, a lot of people say the exact same thing, and that they need it in this area, and James has been pretty good at getting those contracts. A cheesy line is, we're not about transactions, we're about relationships. I know that sounds extremely catchphrase and cheesy, but it's true. We found that when people come in the door, as Gary did for the Northwest Territories, they become our friends. And it's in this kind of industry, we did this because we like those adventures. So we want to hear where they went, what they did, and they were like, "Oh, that'd be cool to go there." So I say that's what's a little bit unique, is that we're not just after the dollar signs, we're after the stories, and we want to be a part of it, and we want them to be in our community too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, believe it or not, the biggest misconception is that people actually think that we are real apes, and we're not, clearly. So that's been probably our biggest issue we've been dealing with.
My Wyerton store, the biggest misconception, because of our name, is Great Ape Empire. People are extremely curious, and the number one thing that people ask us is, do you sell weed? Because our cheesy smiling ape with the name, and that's what they say. No, we don't. But this is the number one question we get. People, maybe we got to do a little bit better and make sure that the outpost and outfitter is more branded. So yeah, we got some of those. This is Sasquatch Jim. He's tall and looks like a Sasquatch, and he likes the outdoors, and he likes going for long walks in the woods silently by himself. So and my name's Agua, which stands for the official Great White Ape. And then we got Rainer Tang, Alexander the Great Ape. We have there's 9 names, and actually one that's going to be released soon, a new one. All the characters, if you look at our branding, have something unique that identifies, or more than one thing, with the individual. And we worked with a guy named Grant Burke out of Ottawa as our branding designer, and I was a thorn in his side because he's very good at his job, but he's probably not used to someone like me that's like, no, I really want that on the picture. So it was about a 2-month process to get the branding and the unique names, but every one of them matches who they are. So and that's the best part. They can see themselves in it.
Oh, well, for me, it's a huge culture shock leaving the military, because the military, despite its challenges, there's a pile of challenges being in the military, but still being out in the civilian world and starting a business and all those things are probably one of the most challenging things I've ever had to do to date. And I've been in business ever since the day I left the military in 2017. So I just find that it's the never quit mentality, no matter what. It's every day put your best effort into what you're doing, and then eventually the result will be there.
James kind of inspired me to do this business because I got out in 2015 and I basically did nothing, just community events. I was retired till 2022, and it was basically that teamwork and cohesion and the sense of purpose. A lot of veterans find themselves drifting because they lose that teamwork, and it is hard to do things by yourself, and that's why we started with a large group of us. We've whittled it down a little bit over the years, but we started with a large group just so we had that sense of community, and it's been working out. So it's given me a sense of purpose. That was the biggest thing after leaving the military, is what's going to fill that gigantic void, and then just staying in communication. You lose a lot of track. A lot of your buddies over the years, they just fall off the charts. So now this business kind of keeps us in the know and in the business and together. Like, I come down all the time. He comes down to Wyerton. We have business partners up in Thunder Bay area or Marathon, so it keeps us together.